there it is.
Hi guys, this is Summer Kennard with the Autism Channel, and I'm here with my friend Alana Sheldahl, and she is a singer and songwriter, informally, but she does wonderful songs for kids in church, and I was like, can we please record these?
And I was like, sure, why not? Nothing to lose.
We're here at the Antiochian Village for the Ancient Faith Women's Retreat, and we are in the secret hidey hole of autistic people.
Yay!
We have a secret floor of the building that's not being used, and we have snuck down here and changed the lighting, and it's quiet. We have one lamp instead of a bunch of fluorescent lights. So we're excited, and we're gonna just do some music. And I'm gonna sing backup, probably a little bit wrong, but we're gonna do it.
Okay, I want to say, I wrote these songs for Vacation Church School many years ago. We were getting together, our parish with the Greek parish and the Antiochian parish in our area, and we needed music, and I was a volunteer, and so I wrote some music for that. And then over the years, off and on, I've done it with the Sunday school kids. I'm taking hiatus this year, but we did it last year, and we usually started with this song. And I wrote it to teach the kids about why we come to church. We are here to worship God, in spirit and in truth. We are here to learn to love, That's what we will do, because God is love, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. We learn to love, to be like Him, and to worship Him. We are here to worship God, in spirit and in truth. Got it. We are here to learn to love, so that's what we will do.
Yay. So I'm still learning this too,
Yeah.
but that's how quickly
Great.
you pick it up. So
It's
that's why.
super easy, super quick. For anybody who wants to play it, it's basically D, G, and A, and a little bit of B minor.
I am also on air guitar. You don't have to tune.
Yeah.
Just really move your hands the way that you feel is coolest.
Yeah. So, too bad it's not electric guitar, but we do what we must with our acoustics, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think Father would like it if I brought an electric guitar to Sunday school.
I mean, what if it was the
Well, he's doing
wah-wah?
cross community. Yeah, that would
Doing
be.
the bar?
Yeah.
Or the one where the 70s where they had a
yeah.
trying to make it sing.
You know, we need that in church.
I
But
think-
not in church. We need that
No.
in Sunday school.
Not in church. We're not advocating liturgical reform.
No.
No liturgical
we don't
reform.
like
We don't
that.
talk about it at all. That's not our business, and we're not suggesting it. But Sunday school songs,
And
yes.
Vacation Church School,
Yes.
there's room for that.
Except for the electrical guitar things about which we were joking.
Yes.
We're being blunt because some people don't understand when we joke.
Yes. Okay, so this song, I wanted to teach the kids about the Holy Eucharist and what it means. And I tried to put it in simple words. I love theology. I've studied theology. And I like simplifying theology and making it practical and teaching it to children in very simple ways, but these very lofty
Yeah, big
concepts.
ideas.
So big ideas, small words, because you need small words for big ideas.
That's true. Otherwise, you don't understand them.
Yeah. Let us bring an offering to the holy table. Let us bring ourselves as we gather here in love. Let us worship God the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Let us unite ourselves with Christ as we receive His body and His blood. Let us worship God. Let us worship God.
That's really cool.
Thank
So,
you.
because you know, one of the big things that we have to teach kids is that we offer to God from what He's given us.
Yeah.
And I think we do so much work as Sunday school teachers and parents trying to show kids that the love we have for each other is from God. And this is such a great way of showing, when the holy gifts come around.
Yeah.
And sometimes, especially if you're in an ethnic parish of any kind, the big prayer when Father is bringing the gifts, which is such an amazing moment, is done in another language, and then you not hear it.
Right.
So that's
right. Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to teach them that. And
that's beautiful.
What else do I have? In terms of kids' songs, they're all like on poster boards sitting in the Sunday school room back at St. Athanasius, and I have forgotten what all I have.
I want to know, there's a song that I sing with my kids all the time, and I don't remember anymore if I learned it or like invented it. And you know that song, do you sing a song of Rejoice in the Lord Always?
And again, I say rejoice.
Yeah, okay, that is real. That's one that we all know, right?
That's like a Protestant praise chorus. That we,
but
those
it's
of
just
us
from
who
the Bible.
converts. Yeah, it's scripture and set to music.
Yeah,
it's a powerful way to teach children scripture.
The thing what's great about that one is whenever the kids are really wild in class and you need to get them to just move, you can do, okay, let's stand and we're going to sing.
Yeah.
Rejoice in the Lord always. And another thing I do in class is 1 Corinthians 16:14, which is really easy. So I do it like this, and I can't play guitar. My air guitar is out of tune, as you know. And it goes, let all that you do be done in love. Let all that you do be done in love. Let all that you do be done in love. 1 Corinthians 16:14.
Oh, that's
Very
beautiful.
simple.
Whenever my kids would fight, and I think I got this off a video, whenever my kids would fight, I would start singing on repeat until they stopped. Be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, just as God has forgiven you. Do, 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 do. And they'd still be fighting. I'd be ye kind one to another. It got to where that just cut them right off, and they would stop fighting. So they're all grown up now, and it, tips from us older moms.
Yeah, I think we should offer a service where during the election year coming up, we just stand on the side of the road and sing. Be ye kind
with a megaphone.
With
a megaphone. O Theotokos and Virgin rejoice, Mary full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb. For thou hast borne the Savior of our souls. That's an American tune written by an American person in Appalachia.
I love it because the kids, that's in their tone of voice. Little kids can't sing this, oh, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
They can't sing it, they can't sing the,
Yeah.
But that's perfect because they have high voices.
Theotokos and Virgin rejoice.
Yes,
Mary
perfect.
full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb. For thou hast borne the Savior of our souls. And it's a prayer, and I hope it's an accessible tune.
I think so. If you just had to hear it a couple of times.
Yeah, I mean, I think my kids know it. They've heard me singing it their whole lives. Yeah.
I
think I sang it when I was at the monastery at that nun's grave where they said like being sung to.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a nun's grave where she liked
It
to be
was
sung.
what's her name? The old abbess, Father Roman's sister.
Oh,
At
nice.
Dormition in Michigan. Yeah.
That's nice.
Neato.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a dog who likes to be sung to, which is totally not the same thing.
No, it's good.
But it's good to move for prayer. I mean, and the other thing that I find with my kids, sometimes my kids are still young, and I put them to bed, and they'll only go to sleep if I sing to them. But after they fall asleep, there's those 10 minutes or so when they're asleep, and I can still sort of say, I'm still putting them to bed. And I like to sing another song or two that it's just a prayer time, and that's going to enter their dreams, and it's still going to bless them. But I love those sorts of things. So one of the things we do in my family, and at home, I have this nighttime ritual. I go around and I make my mom cross over everybody. And then I go downstairs and I bless the house with my mom cross and check the dog and make sure he's in bed. And then I have a little memorial for the child we lost, and I pray for him or her, I don't know. And then we, as I'm going back up the stairs, I always sing that Appalachian, the Appalachian
Mhm.
Pascha thing. So that
Christ
is risen from the dead, trampling down death by death, and upon those in the tombs bestowing life. And of course, I've only heard it a few times, and obviously I was
Yeah.
singing the alto part on
Yeah,
that.
no, that's great.
Part of it. I just sing it every night, and
That's
I love
great.
it. But these hymns can be put into that.
Yeah,
So right
yeah.
now, I usually sing, Agni Parthena, but it's very long. And then sometimes, if you learn it in English, there's like 3 English
I
translations.
need to learn that. I need to memorize it because it's like I love it. I listen to
Mhm.
it every night as I'm falling asleep on YouTube,
Mhm.
but I need to memorize it and get it.
Mhm.
Well, can I share a song? It's not a
Please.
kid's song, but it's one I wrote during Lent as I
wanna
was
hear it.
meditating on the Gospel of Luke
Mhm.
and the Sundays of Lent.
Mhm.
So it's called New Life. I am Lazarus, waiting in the darkness for the voice of a Savior who calls my name and gives me new life. I am Mary in the desert of repentance, wandering and waiting, learning how to pray and seeking new life. I am the prodigal, turning towards my home line when I see my Father run to me from far away to offer new life. Doesn't it always seem like this? Doesn't the story go like this? I need your new life. You give me new life. I am the publican, kneeling in a holy place, unworthy and unclean. I beg for mercy and for new life. You give me new life. I'm Nicodemus and I'm waiting in the night for answers from incarnate God who speaks of love and of new life. He offers new life. I am 14 and I'm sitting in the heat by a well of water that will only make me thirst again. I need your water. I need your new life. You are my water. You are my new life. Doesn't it always seem like this? Doesn't the story go like this? I need your new life. You give me new life. I need your water. You give me new life. You are my water. You are my new life. I am Lazarus, waiting in the darkness for the voice of a Savior who calls my name and gives me new life. You give me new life.
Yes. So
It's like-
this is once again Alana Sheldahl, and she lives in Kentucky. And what church are you at?
St. Athanasius Orthodox Church,
Yes.
OCA, Nicholasville, Kentucky.
And we're hoping she's going to get to a recording studio and get these
Who
out there for
knows?
us. Oh, I hope so.
I would have to be very brave because I'm not vocally trained. I'm not musically
Does not
trained.
matter. That doesn't
But,
matter because
no.
you think about when you read the stories of the saints like Saint Romanos, and he trained
That's
choirs of women to go around and sing these hymns. It wasn't like, oh, hello, my name is Persephone and I'm the best singer ever. These were housewives and kitchen maids and servants
Housewife,
and
kitchen
moms.
maid.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? And daughters, and they were not. Women in a lot of places at that time weren't allowed to sing.
Oh wow.
And so it's not like they're singing their kitchen songs. So what he
Yeah.
was giving them was something they could just sing in their homes.
Mhm.
And whenever he spread that, the whole gospel, I mean, this
Yeah.
is another Fotini moment.
Yeah.
You know, he was not just training people sing in church, he was also training them to go take it into your homes.
Yeah.
And what I think is wonderful about this is, first of all, none of us is vocally trained at 3 in the morning.
That's true.
And none of us is vocally trained when we're crying or when
Right.
we're having a hard day or when it's cold season.
Mhm.
And I mean, I am vocally trained, but not like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I think we all need these. And
Right.
also your voice is beautiful.
Oh,
So
thank
that's,
you.
I was diffusing the negative first, but also I would reality check in and say that you sound nice.
Oh, thank you.
So-
I can't hear myself, so
Yeah,
I've
no
got
one can hear.
synesthesia, so I hear different people's voices as different things. Like
Mhm.
some people sound like bread and butter, and some people sound like orange creamsicle. Whitney Houston sounds like tomatoes.
Wow.
So
Sounds like
my voice to me sounds like a chain link fence.
Really?
Yeah. So I can't tell how I sound.
Okay.
So
I think and you don't sound like bread and butter to yourself.
no.
I would like make you much more of like a nice.
Give me Nutella.
Coffee.
Give me Nutella.
I was just thinking.
You're allergic to
I know, but it's
Nutella.
nice. Nutella's great.
Tastes
It used to be
like
great.
coffee.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So.
Because it always has sugar in it, doesn't it?
Sugar. I'm allergic to dairy. I'm allergic to nuts, and I'm allergic to chocolate. So
Yes,
I'm
you
literally
can't
allergic
eat
to
any of
everything
it.
in Nutella.
You may not eat it.
Yeah. No. In heaven.
In heaven.
In
God
heaven.
owes us a serious banquet of
God owes me some
allergy-friendly
baklava. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying.
baklava and Nutella, and I'm all like, okay, Lord, I want just like a big chunk of bread with some cheese in it.
Yes.
Just
yes,
bread and
basic.
cheese, and
Basic.
I don't really care for meat because I mean I don't mind if I can't eat that.
Right.
But
Right.
man, can you imagine just like that crumbly cheese that's just right?
Mhm.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing with us.
Yeah.
Did anyone else want to say hi? We're here with a couple of other people who are hiding with us, but they don't have to say hi. They're shyer than we are. I think Bethany's going to
There's
say hi.
Bethany.
There's Bethany. And Bethany, don't you have a YouTube channel or no?
No, I don't have a channel.
Oh, she doesn't. Okay, well, that's cool. Well, Bethany was
Maybe I'll make
the
one
person
someday.
you heard in the background, also singing backup some because she actually knows the songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thanks.
So
so much.
I will thank you for your encouragement. I will definitely
Sure.
take that into mind
And you could
see
just
about what I need to do in terms
replay
of
this and listen to
sharing the I want my kids' songs, and I have a couple more, but I need to like write them down so I don't like mess them up.
Mhm.
But I wouldn't mind if they got spread around. I know at least one presbytera has asked me for the music, and I've given her some of the stuff. So
Ease of
if they're
singing is wonderful.
used, and that would be a blessing because I wanna help the church in any way I can. I'm not trying to make money or be famous
No,
or any of that.
but it's lovely to be able to offer these things,
Mhm.
and I feel like that's part of our tradition. And I
Mhm.
love that song "New Life" because it's like, I think that's something we could all. It's such a wonderful part of our tradition. Whenever you start to become familiar enough with the scriptures from repetition,
Right.
that you are that person.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you enter the story.
Yeah.
And when you hear the story, you're like, I am Lazarus, or
Right, and
or I am
and like
Mary smelling
the Sunday of the publican, and the Sunday of the prodigal son, and the Sunday of Mary in
Yes.
Egypt, and these things all just kind of coalesced into my mind, and the theme of Christ giving new life, new life, and then we're reading the Gospel of Luke, or maybe I happened to be reading the Gospel of Luke at the time, and it just kind of came together, sort of this story.
Gospel of Luke always makes me sing because
Oh,
all
yeah.
the songs are in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's true.
yeah.
Well,
So
one
I mean,
year, I think was it the second year? Maybe the second year I was Orthodox, because the first year I think I wasn't churched yet at Pascha because I had babies right in the middle of Lent.
right.
But the second year I was Orthodox, I was standing in church, and it was this experience that I can't tell how much was just spiritual and how much was physical, because it was one of those reality bending moments.
Right.
And when it was the Sunday of when they read the gospel with Lazarus, I was standing there, and all of a sudden I had this very strange sensation of whenever I was like, you think about it, and no, I think it was actually Pascha because it had stuck in my head. The Lazarus story had stuck in my head, and I thought, how gross. They opened the tomb, and a bad smell comes out.
Right.
And you expect that, and you're like primed to think, ugh. And Lazarus' story makes you realize that he already stinks, guys. But then whenever Christ burst forth from the tomb, it was this great wave of freshness and life and beautiful scent and a fragrance of flowers and life. And it was Pascha, and the Sunday that this first Sunday I was back in church after being church from something, and when we start to say Christos Anesti, all of a sudden I had this sensation that I still can't tell you if there was an actual wind coming out of the altar. That seems really unlikely because there's not a door back there. So I don't know, but I had this physical feeling. of
Have
this,
you not read the book of Acts?
Yes, it was a wind came from the altar. What could it be?
one
But
of
it
my-
was just like when he burst forth from the tomb, it's like, psh, and I had this wind come forth, and this fragrance of life, and it was so sweet. I can't tell you how sweet. And I remember thinking that this is, you know, I just couldn't get the Lazarus story out of my head. Like, I was standing in the pew thinking about Lazarus when that happened. And so, anyway, that room with the new life, I was just like,
Yeah,
whoa,
I'm
what's
really-
happening?
I'm really happy that I'm named after the place where Jesus raised Lazarus from the
That's
dead.
really cool.
That's a good one.
But one time, well, one of my Facebook friends who's also Orthodox and has like little kids who are autistic, and little kids who are autistic, said that one time one of her daughters, it was Lazarus Saturday, and they were in church, and the priest was reading the gospel reading, and the little girl was just like whispering the gospel reading along with her under his breath. But then when it got to "He stinketh," she shouted that part.
He's thinking,
I couldn't resist.
awesome. You know, rejoice, rejoice, O Bethany. On this day,
love that
God
hymn.
came to
One
thee.
time,
I
my
love that one.
first St. Michael's got confused and thought Lazarus Saturday was my name day. The funny thing is,
Oh, yeah.
sometimes it's like sometimes my birthday's been on Lazarus Saturday before.
Oh, how nice.
Sometimes it's on Pascha, sometimes it's on Lazarus Saturday, sometimes it's July, sometimes it's in Holy Week, sometimes it's Bride Week. It's nice variety.
My birthday is oftentimes Pascha or Bright Week.
Yeah, we
It's
have
one of those
two
two.
birthdays in our family. That can I share one more
I'm not going to say it on
that I've
YouTube. but
musically
yeah.
added? It's the prayer of Saint Philaret of
Oh, yeah, I would
Moscow
love
that
to
I've
hear
set
it.
to music.
Yes.
This is like, I need to.
I wish I had you a music stand.
Yeah.
Here we go. Hold it for you.
Let's
or-
take this away so
Uh-huh.
that it's less complicated.
I can try to hold it up. But
Okay,
now I
that
want a
would be-
wobbler. My husband
No, that's
says,
okay.
and my family say.
I'll get the rhythm of the chord progression. My eyesight is not that great, so
Tell me where it needs to
let's
be.
hold on. It might actually need to be right
Just
here.
on your foot.
Yeah, that's good.
perfect. Good. Then I can't mess it up.
My Lord, I know not what I ought to ask of thee. Thou and thou alone knowest my needs. Thou lovest me more than I am able to love thee. Lord, I know not what I ought to ask of thee. Father, grant unto me, thy servant, all for which I cannot ask. For cross I dare not ask, nor for consolation. I only dare to stand in thy presence. My heart is open to thee. Thou seest my needs of which I am not aware. Behold, and lift me up, in thy presence I stand. Awed and silenced by thy will and thy judgments, into which my mind cannot penetrate. To thee I offer myself as sacrifice. No other desire is mine, but to fulfill thy will. My Lord, I know not what
Thank you.
Saint Philaret of Moscow, pray for us.
Yes. That's beautiful.
It's like, I love this prayer.
Well, I love it too, and now I do. Before I would always get sick, so I'm dyslexic. And some of these prayers, I like to read prayers, but what I do is on my phone at night before I go to bed, and I like to wait. I can never go to sleep before midnight anyway, so I wait till midnight, and right before I go to bed, I read the daily readings for the next day, and the gospel, and the saints' lives, and then I'll read some of the prayers, but things move around on the page. I have dyseidetic dyslexia, and some of the prayers that repeat, they're so confusing, but they're not confusing with music.
Right.
So I was like,
right.
this is the first time I felt
Oh
like
wow, you could actually.
I could pray, I could
absorb
hear
it.
the prayer. I understand it now, because when they're moving around, it's just like, if I don't have it memorized to music, I don't have it memorized.
So what you need is the canons to like, sweet is Jesus Christ, long-suffering Jesus, heal the wounds of my soul.
Yeah, as long as it's sung, I can understand it. It unbreaks my brain to sing. So many things in my life, I can't, I have a hard time talking, which no one outside
We
of me.
can't tell.
No, I know you can't tell.
Right,
But
but
it's
you
such
know.
a struggle. It exhausts me. I struggle to talk. I struggle to, well, not read everything, because if I'm familiar with it, I can know the shape of it. But a lot of it's memory, and so I have a real struggle with a lot of different things. But I have devotion. It's just the words and meanings. Like sometimes I get the meaning and the word doesn't come out when I try to say it, or it moves on the page. But music makes that all.
So somebody like me needs to take morning prayers
Oh, I would love that.
and set it to music.
Morning prayer and I'm just like, I'll pray later.
Right, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
No,
I
get
pray
it.
the Lord's Prayer, but that's
Right,
it. It's just like, I
right.
can't do the morning.
But like to me, I mean, the tones are great in church and stuff.
Right.
But to me, I always want to have something private
Yeah.
and something melodic for just for my private devotions, and that's probably pearl clutching, kind of.
It's
But
really just in the home, because you want
In the
hymns
home.
to sing. Whenever I grew up with having a huge repertoire of hymns, and
Right.
I don't have a problem memorizing music.
Right.
I had upwards of 100 hymns, several
Sure.
verses of each one, totally memorized, because I was in choir, and I could do all sorts of, could do Anglican chant and Gregorian chant. I could do all those Western chants and Western music. And then when I became Orthodox, I get rid of the hymns that were sketchy, but I kept some of the ones in my repertoire, and I sing to my kids, because I
Right,
just
yeah.
need something to sing around the house.
Right.
And you can't just sing, the Troparion or whatever.
Right. One year I was excited for Christmas, but I didn't know any Orthodox Christmas music, so I was singing Orthodox Pascha music during the Nativity Fast because I was just excited for
Sing
Christmas and I
something.
wanted to sing something, and I didn't know the music yet. You know?
Singing Pascha music out of season, or like singing
It's
along.
always
It's always
or like singing
Pascha.
a glass of wine in the morning or something.
Right.
Right.
Well, or like, I know that because I've been in choir things, I've learned some of the, I was like, was that in my?
That's
That's a guitar.
My
It's
guitar,
totally fine.
sorry.
No, it's okay. I learned some of the Christmas music, like just a few of the things,
Right, yeah.
but not very much, just a
Yeah.
little bit. And they're, I learned them in Greek and English, and then switched to Antiochian, and they changed the translations.
Right, and then your
different
brain is
Antiochian churches
confused.
have different translations.
And then a
of
lot
the
of
same hymn, and I'm
Antiochians
like,
are using a lot of the Russian music to be
Right.
more inclusive, and then some of them are heavy on the Byzantine, and
right.
yeah,
Or they'll
gets
pick something from
complicated.
Byzantine and something from, I'm not sure where they got it, but it's like every now and then you'll have like a Greek tune, and then I'm like, well, which one am I picking? And so I go and I try to study ahead of time, and they have a great website for the basic music, but sometimes your church doesn't use it, and then you're
Right.
like, So I actually started to try to learn all of the festal hymns, but I would go on the website and try to learn them, and then I'd show up and they were singing a different tune, and then I was just like, well, then what just happened? I learned all this, like, oh yeah, I learned it, I practiced it, I practiced
the 8
it.
tones, which version, Yeah,
that's the other
There's a
thing.
Greek, the Byzantine, maybe Byzantine is Greek, I don't even know.
Well, so that's the thing, the Byzantine,
The Arabic,
the Arabic and Greek are not the same, but
okay,
they
they
use
both
this,
call themselves Byzantine.
and they both have the same basic symbols, but they do slightly different things.
Oh wow.
Which they may not know that about themselves. That's one of the things being a convert and having visited around, or just having friends that are pan-Orthodox, is you visit someone's church or you hear them, they're like, oh, watch the live stream of our service, and you're like, this is great. And you see something and you're like, well, whoa, wait, your version of the Divine Liturgy, the ROCOR adds in, they say the whole Beatitudes a lot of the time.
They say them. We sing them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They
Oh,
sing, and the
we
OCA
sing
do
'em.
it too.
OCA sings the
But the
Beatitudes.
Greeks
The
and the
Antiochians,
Antiochians
they
don't.
do antiphons instead,
Yeah.
or different
But at St.
antiphons.
Michael's, they didn't sing the Beatitudes
Yeah,
for liturgy, and I
we
really
did.
missed them.
We did antiphons at St. Michael's, which is an Antiochian parish.
Yeah, but most people don't see. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So it doesn't mean they're broken it or anything.
No,
they
it's
just do
just
these
different,
variations.
slightly very different variations.
And then we all do different hymns and stuff. It's beautiful, but there are always these little, and it's meant to be flexible and to adapt,
Right.
where the priest can adapt it to the parish. And if you have a lot of little kids, a lot of times the priest shrinks the liturgy down. Instead of adding in, you can make the Divine Liturgy be 2.5 hours
Yeah,
long,
you can.
and then it goes down to 1 hour and 15 minutes ish. I was one of them where it was like an hour, and I don't know how they did that.
We've gotten our
Just
like
adding
some of our
fast clip
daily
kind of.
liturgies, like for a weekday, feast or something, where there's like 4 people there.
Father Justin doesn't see the need to draw out anything.
Well,
Yeah.
he's a quick talker, and I mean we can do that in like an
Yeah.
hour and
Yeah.
15. Part of it is when you're only serving communion to 4 people, it doesn't take very long.
I guess that's the big thing.
part of
Yeah, because you
how-
just come out, you do
Yeah,
that, maybe
yeah.
come up, yeah. That's
But
a
when
good
you're
point.
serving to 500 people, it's going to take a minute or
I think that's probably the
two, even
same.
with 4 deacons.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
And of course, that's
Part
the
of
other
it.
thing, some churches don't have deacons and some churches
Right,
do.
yeah,
And some
it
churches
all
are like,
varies.
well, how come you don't have, why wouldn't you have lots of deacons? Because their particular church or their jurisdiction has like deacons just every which way
Coming out of the woodwork.
turn around and you see a deacon.
We have one
Yeah.
And then a lot of places you don't, have any
a deacon
deacons.
at all, yeah.
Yeah. Or you have
I like our
one for
deacon,
like every
yeah.
every 5 churches or something.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it could be.
So, but I think it's good if somebody's raising children
Mhm.
and they want to have music in the home and they have an inclination to write music so their children can learn scriptures or
The scriptures and the
or
prayers.
concepts, do it.
Mhm.
Just do it. There's no
I
rule
did that.
against it.
No, well, let all that you do be done in love. That's just
Yeah.
scripture.
Yeah.
Rejoice in the Lord always. It's just like Bible camp kind of stuff. but
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
the Bible. It's
yeah.
from Philippians. So, and then, but of course, we love Agni Parthene. Do you? I actually have the music. Is anyone interested in singing it now?
Yes.
This
If I don't
is
have to
a-
play my guitar.
We should probably.
Oh my
Y'all want to
gosh.
sing the English or what do you want to sing?
English. I
Okay.
don't know the Greek at all.
This English translation is not as
I
pretty
love
as
this
some of
song
them,
so much.
but it is an English translation that we can sing together. So I have
When I
this.
was at church camp my first year, my counselor would sing this song to us like a lullaby.
Oh,
It was so
good.
great.
Let's do it now. So, ready? O Virgin pure, immaculate, Our Lady Theotokos, rejoice, O unwedded bride, O Virgin Mother, sovereign Queen, you are the fleece all dewy. Rejoice, O unwedded bride, the brightest shining ray are you, and higher than the heavens. Rejoice, O unwedded bride, the joy of virgin choruses, and higher than the angels. Rejoice, O unwedded bride, more radiant than the heavens' light. Your own light shines more purely. Rejoice, O unwedded bride, of all the rings of heaven's host, you truly are more holy. Rejoice, O unwedded bride. O Mary, ever virgin, mistress of this is why I said, creation. Rejoice, O unwedded bride, immaculate and purest bride, and are all unwedded bride. O Mary, you are bride and queen, the cause of our rejoicing. Rejoice, O unwedded bride, a humble daughter, queen of all, and holiest of mothers. Rejoice, O unwedded bride, more honored than the cherubim, are brilliant in your glory. Rejoice, O unwedded bride, you are by far a greater throne than seraphim unbodied. Rejoice, O unwedded bride. Now my favorite verse. Rejoice, O song of cherubim. Rejoice, O hymn of angels. Rejoice, O unwedded bride. Rejoice, the ode of seraphim, the joy of the archangels. Rejoice, O unwedded bride. Rejoice, for you are peace and joy, our harbor of salvation. Rejoice, O unwedded bride, the holy chamber of the word, the flower of incorruption. Rejoice, O unwedded bride. Rejoice, O paradise of life, sublime and everlasting. Rejoice, O unwedded bride. Rejoice, you are the tree of life, the fount of life eternal. Rejoice, O unwedded bride. Our Lady, I entreat you now, upon you I am calling. Rejoice, O unwedded bride, O Queen of all, I seek your grace and bring my plea before you. Rejoice, O unwedded bride, O maiden meek and free of sin, and our most holy Lady. Rejoice, O unwedded bride, O temple that is greatly blessed with
verses.
It is. Well, that's the whole
23.
song.
Wow.
And this particular version was translated by someone named Takis, maybe Nicholas, I'm guessing, I don't know.
Written originally by St. Nectarius.
St. Tars, yeah. So I usually have sung this, I use this for the Greek version, and so I was stumbled a little bit over the
Yeah,
English. Sorry
yeah.
about
I
that.
think I've heard a different translation in
I have a
English
different
more
one.
often.
Yeah, I do the different ones. So this is
I
good.
love this. One of my
Are
favorites.
you Destiny Despina? Oh, that explains why there was a girl named Despina and her patron saint
Yes,
was
Despina means Our Lady. Mhm.
Despina means Our Lady.
Mhm.
Oh, cool.
Yep, lady.
Pretty sure her patron saint was the Theotokos.
That's
Yeah,
right. It is.
That's cool.
Well, we're about to go to dinner here at
Oh,
the
wow.
Antiochian
Yeah.
Village, so we're gonna head out. Thanks for joining us, listening to music, and meeting my friend Alana.
Yay.
And
So nice to
hopefully
meet you.
this will encourage y'all and all of our friends who are here at this retreat with us. And you heard someone singing. Now you know where we were. Hiding downstairs. We were doing our autistic thing, and that is us from Autism. And I'm Summer Kennard. Check me out, summerkennard.com. Oh, can I borrow your book real quick? Do you have your book? Let me show you. This book just came out in October. Of Such is the Kingdom, a Practical Theology of Disability. And I'm supposed to always remember to tell y'all about it because it will hopefully encourage your family. Okay, and we will talk some more soon. Thank you. Stasia, can you do the turning off of the camera?